This El Paso History TV program is underwritten in part by the Hunt Family Foundation, an El Paso charitable trust that supports our local community. In downtown El Paso, Texas, on a warm spring day, we went to the Indigo Hotel 5th floor pool and meeting area to hear a summary of El Paso's historic architecture from a gentleman in a top hat.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Henry Trost, born 1860 in Toledo, Ohio. And it's my pleasure to welcome you here tonight to the Indigo Hotel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I was born in 1860 in Ohio, in Toledo, Ohio. I am the son of German immigrants, and I have three brothers. The twin brothers, Gustavus Adolphus and Adolphus Gustavus, as well as my youngest brother, George. I've had a long career. I lived all the way until 1933, and then unfortunately I died. I came back in order to enter the body of a young architectural historian and show you my buildings for the evening. Now, 1903, I formed the firm Trost & Trost with my brother. We immediately got to work. My plan was to turn El Paso into one gigantic artwork, a showcase of every architectural style that was known in the early 20th century. And by the time I died in 1933, I had built 175 buildings in El Paso, including 38 major commercial buildings in downtown. Some of my buildings you can see from where we're seated right here, such as my Bassett Tower, one of my greatest creations, built in 13 months between July 1929 and August 1930. Of my 38 buildings downtown, 27 are still standing. 27 are still. 3 years ago, there were 29, but today there are 27. Let's stop there. No more demolitions. 27 Trost buildings are still standing downtown. So today, we're going to be visiting some of my masterpieces, in particular the Bassett Tower that you see in front of you here. And that tower represents the end of my career when I had designed most of the buildings downtown. Even before it was finished, I had an even larger commission from Conrad Hilton to build the Hilton Hotel, which was completed a few months after the Bassett Tower and stands 246 feet, almost 50 feet taller than my earlier building. That building, of course, is inspired by the architecture of New York City. It is called a setback skyscraper and is the only one in West Texas. So Lane Gadd is about to restore this building. He's breaking ground in a couple of weeks. This will be the last opportunity to enter the structure before the walls are torn out and it's restored. And it will be brought back to, make no mistake, 1930. It'll be an amazing project. It'll be a 100-room, a loft hotel. And 1 year from now, it'll be an icon of our city once again, full of people and full of life.
We followed Mr. Trost 2 blocks to the Bassett Tower for a tour.
So what we're going to do is we're going to enter the building. We'll take a quick look at the lobby.
Who can tell me how much this building cost to build? Any guesses? Let me see a hand.
$500,000.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm buying you a drink, sir, at the next bar. Yes, I am.
We were on the last public tour before major renovations began in Bassett Tower.
Flashlights on?
So the only way to the 8th floor was a staircase. In the 8th floor area, we again heard from Mr. Trost.
We are standing on the 8th floor of Bassett Tower. As I stated, this is a 15-story building. If you look carefully, you can see my reinforced concrete. Notice the span from here all the way to here, and think of the poured concrete floor that these trusses are supporting, right? This is possible because of reinforced concrete. Now, from where you're standing, the 8th floor of my building, you can see many of my creations. For example, in front of us is my international building, which I had constructed between 1919 and 1921. You can see that the cornice, which you can see so beautifully from the 8th floor, is perfectly intact. It is made of terracotta, fired and glazed clay. And so many buildings, just now, in the last few years, are being brought out of the dead. And it's thanks to the tax credits, because these are all buildings that are among the 24 that have the tax credits. Imagine what will happen when 800 buildings can take advantage of those tax credits. Downtown will be transformed, you see. The economy will explode. People will be spending money here. They'll be moving here, as we shall see. And it'll be a very different place. We're going to go back to my day.
The fire marshal and the city recommended demolition of this historic building. Well, I have my first thought.
The walking tour of other Trost buildings continued for the 75 people on this sold-out event. With the many architectural masterpieces still left in El Paso, preservation is a major goal. Organizations like the government of El Paso County, Texas Trost Society, El Paso County Historical Commission, developers like Bassett Tower owner Lane Gaddy, and many individuals in El Paso and around the world have supported these preservation efforts. We thank Mr. Henry C. Trost, then and now, for the great work to create these buildings, and now the great work to preserve El Paso's fabulous historic architecture. This is Jackson Polk for the El Paso History TV channel on YouTube. This El Paso History TV program is underwritten in part by the Hunt Family Foundation, an El Paso charitable trust that supports our local community.